Good morning, everyone. It's Yvonne here from the Aussie Goddess Molting. Hair everywhere. Oh dear. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. If you are interested in a personal reading, all of the information is down below. I do have some openings now in my coaching program, so if you're interested in doing a session on coaching or a series of 6 is usually best because that shows some change there. It sort of takes 6 sessions to really change habits. But if you're interested in any of those things, please let me know. I also have a couple of groups going ahead in, I think, March and April. If you're interested in them, let me know. Everything is in the box below, but if you can't find what you're looking for, whip over to the Aussie Goddess Facebook page. If you like the page, you'll be included in the live readings, and also you'll be able to see what's going on for the next few months. Yesterday and the day before was so hot here in Australia. Today it's cold and raining. I don't know what we've done with the weather pattern, but we've had only about maybe 3 hot days this year, which is not usual. I do feel like there was something else I wanted to talk about. I need to check when the next Facebook Live is on. And I want to say thank you to those people who've asked me to do readings that they've enjoyed before. A few people have asked me to do a crystal ball reading, so I do have that booked in for some time over the next few days. And a few people have said they like the pick a card ones, so I'll be doing those over the next few days for you. I think that's everything. All right, let's get on with this reading. Did I say I'm using the Wizard's Tarot? I'm still in love with this deck. Hasn't gone yet. Okay, so the Two of Swords is coming out. Now, this card has made lots of appearances over the last few days. There seems to be some sort of major decision coming up for many of us. And the Two of Swords is sort of a bit of a quandary decision, I want to say. It's one of those ones that sort of has you a bit sitting on the fence. Because with the Two of Swords, there are two opportunities to move in one direction or the other. Or there's a decision you need to make between two very similar things. And the swords represent communication, severing of things, moving things aside. And in the traditional tarot, she's got both the swords crossed across her heart, which sort of makes you feel that decision that's coming through will be one where you have to have a conversation that may be difficult. You may have to cut someone out or cut a situation out to move forward. Or it could be that you don't want to go either way and you're stuck. Now, the one thing that always draws me, and even in this card, they have the moon only being slightly full. It's barely half full. And that means that whatever decision you're making here, you're making it on very little information because the moon is covering up something here. So you may be making a decision without really knowing the direction you want to go in or knowing the truth. This person is blindfolded, which means you may be blind to the truth. You may know which way to go or the decision you need to make. You may know it, but you don't want to make it. Because when you have the blindfold on, it says that you're blind to the answers. All right, so there's a communication coming in from someone very quickly here. This can mean the arrows of love as well. So it could be a decision around love. I mean, the way this card would present was if you had more than one option. If you had an option of love, but you weren't really wanting to take it, but you were finding it very difficult to come to the conclusion of how to sever a tie. But when the Eight of Wands comes through, it talks about rapid movement, things moving very quickly, communication coming in very quickly. So for me, this means something is coming quickly here. Now, for some of you, this could have something to do with the workplace. It could be that you are, for example, not getting on well at work. You may have a personal problem with someone at work. It could be that you're not really enjoying the job, but got your blindfold on because you can't make a decision on whether to move on or not, because somehow you feel stuck or tied. And that's the sort of energy the Two of Swords brings through, where you are trying to make a decision but just really not wanting to make a decision because it's going to affect you in some way, shape or form, so you're blind to it. All right. For others, there seems to, okay, I wonder for some of you, have you got somebody at work that you've got a bit of a thing for, but it's going to jeopardize your job? So maybe you're sitting on the fence about this. Maybe someone's about to disclose to you that they have feelings for you, and you're in the workplace thinking, oh, that's not a really good place to have a relationship. There is something going on here because we have the King of Pentacles here. So I feel like you're dealing with a Capricorn, Taurus or Virgo. This has something to do with working with someone. Could also be a decision to work with someone on a project. It could be that somebody is offering to work with you. Could be someone's offering to propose something to you in terms of work. It doesn't always mean that this is romantic, and it's the Lover's card, not the Soulmates card. So there is a choice here. There is a choice here on which way to go. But for some of you, this could be a work opportunity. For others of you, it could be a work and a love opportunity. It could be that somebody is like proposing both. Maybe somewhere here proposing both to you. Let's have a good look. All right, so we have the Ten of Swords coming through. Now, the Ten of Swords denotes some sort of ending to something. The swords represent the spoken word, but they can also talk about cutting, severing. So there seems to have been either a betrayal here that's ended a cycle. I feel like this really does feel like you've been stabbed in the back here. I have to say, sometimes I see this card as a card of completing some sort of communication, learning to communicate. But this is different. The energy from this one feels to me like somebody has put that last sword in your back. You're finished, you're done, you're moving on here. Something you're closing out. Okay. Ooh, I love this energy. Because I feel like some of you are making a huge decision to move forward here with that Two of Swords. Something that's going to be life-changing here. All right, there we go. So we have the Star coming through, which really does imply it's a big life decision. There's an ending here. Ten of Wands. You could be ending something with somebody from the past here, because we do have the Six of Cups coming through. But it feels more to me like something from the past is still with you and you are trying to work out how to set it free, let it loose, let go of it. Something here that is part of your destined path. It's like something has been with you for a really long time and you're finally able to really cut free or let it loose. I feel that somebody has either betrayed you, hurt you in some way, shape or form. And maybe you've been carrying the pain of this for a really long time. You could have carried this pain from childhood perhaps. But there is a decision here on releasing this with this Ten of Wands. You're putting down some sort of burden here. All right. Okay, so we have the Page of Wands coming through. The Eight of Cups with the Empress. I feel like you are releasing something from your life here. I'm not so sure it's a person. I feel that for some of you this could be some sort of energy, belief, conditioning, something that you are ready to release now. But with the Star card here, this makes me feel you couldn't have done it sooner. And I know we've talked about this in our readings previously. We've talked about, you know, holding on to this past pain, these past ideas, traditions, things that have been held down, things that we're conditioned into believing or thinking. But there is something here because you're stepping into the energy of the Empress here. So you're ready to rebirth or birth something new here because of walking away from something. I strongly believe this is something internal though. But the Page of Wands is here, which makes me think that something external to you is giving you an opportunity to see something that you've been doing perhaps a certain way for a really long time that's become part of the way you do things. Now, I listen to people talk about this, and I think, you know, when somebody shows you something that you've been doing all of your life a certain way, and then somebody shows you something, and for me it was the OXO cube. I've been using OXO cube since I was a kid, and I'd always peeled all the paper off, and then somewhere on Facebook it actually had that you open the packet fully up and then you crush it and then you open it. And I was like, all my life I've been peeling that off. Or, you know, with the long life milk, for example, we always pour into the cup, where they're saying you pour away from the nozzle now, and that reduces spillage. And that was the way it was meant to be, but we've all presumed that that was the way to be. Not that this is this. I feel like this is something much deeper, something really within you that you've been doing a certain way for a really long time. And I feel like for some of you here, it may have to do with love. All right, 5 of Cups with the Death card. There it goes. I knew that you were coming into some sort of change here. It doesn't feel very towery. We do have the 6 of Pentacles. I have a feeling for some of you, this is around equal give and take. I feel that for some of you here, there is something you've been doing, perhaps within relationships, not necessarily just romantic, but within relationships here where you are not receiving something back. But you've done it this way for such a long time that this is not something that you're realizing. Well, you are here because of some sort of communication you're getting here. Some sort of communication. And it's creating great change here because you're coming out as the Empress after this change and moving away from something here. And it's the energy that's written in this Star card that says to me it is part of your destiny. You had to travel this far to understand what you've been doing that hasn't been serving you. Oh, I want to dig deeper. Okay, so there is a decision here, and I feel like this decision is part of something you do. This is why it's difficult, because you've got to let go of some sort of belief you've had here. I really feel it's got something to do with love, but it could be to do with relationships. There is something changing very rapidly with the 8 of Wands. I feel like it could be some sort of internal work here, not external. I feel like there is some sort of change required, and this is why it makes me feel like love. This is some sort of decision that needs to be made, but I feel like perhaps you've been doing it for so long that it's been part of who you are. See, I see this, and I think this information has been hidden from you. It's been hidden from you for a really long time. We have the King of Cups here. Perhaps somebody who's a water sign is bringing this sort of energetic change to you. It's like an energy change. It's like something deep within you. Something that's primal, that's being held back. Wow, okay. This is something that's going to be life-changing. Maybe you've held something back from the world that you hid away as a child, but it's something that you are not clear about yet. There appears to be or have been some sort of betrayal, some sort of hurt and pain that you've been carrying around with you. Maybe you've been carrying hurt and pain around with you since you're a child, and the universe is asking you to release this pain. Because I see the 5 of Cups here. But then there's this sort of energy of somebody bringing in this change. And I know we always talk about a gift from the universe. That's how it feels. It feels like somebody is opening you up by gifting you with something. Okay, we need more information here so I can give these people more information about what they need to know. Okay, so we have the World card coming through. We know that there's an end of a cycle coming. We know that it's been coming for some time. 7 of Wands coming through. There is something that you've been holding on to since the beginning of time. We have the Emperor coming on. It's something to do with your personal power. There we go, a change in your personal power. Wow, okay, you've been hiding this away. You've been trying to... See, this is where the 7 of Swords becomes a very different energy. This is something you've been trying to hide away from the world because somebody told you it wasn't right for you to show it. And it has something to do with your personal power. And maybe in life you have felt powerless up until now. There is something about to be shown to you to help you release something so that you take back your personal power. Now, for some of you, I feel this relates to relationships, but not necessarily romantic ones. And for many of you here, this equal give and take card, I feel like holds the answer here. But I don't think it's so much in the give and take. I think it's to do with you taking, but having some sort of conditioning around how you receive. And that has to change. Okay, so we have the Knight of Pentacles with the Page of Cups. Somebody is coming in here for sure to give you a brand new start with the Ace of Wands. You're being given something here, something that's taken a long time, but you were not ready. You were not ready to receive this up until now. Now, obviously, it's going to be different for everybody, but maybe it isn't. Maybe for all of you receiving this, you've all been doing something a certain way through social conditioning, and you have to let this go. But I feel like it's something very, very deep within you, because for me, you've been holding on to this for a very long time. This cycle has to close because you have to recognize here your personal power, which you have been hiding away for a very long time. And for some unknown reason, whatever this personal power is for you, there is a fear in letting this go. There is a fear of letting it go because it's become part of your identity. I mean, if I had the Devil card here, I'd probably say it was something like codependency, reliance on others, self-reliance, not realizing how powerful you are. But there is something here that is ready with the Star card. It's ready to be brought forward. You are walking away from whatever this is. All right, let's just get some oracle cards on this. You are walking away from it. So you are understanding that it's not serving you. But I feel like you've had it serving you up until now. It's served you up until now. Wow. All right, the Rainbow Prince is coming through here. Compensation and perseverance. Card 26, 8. The Rainbow Prince. I have a feeling this was shown to me a long time ago with a very similar energy. When the Rainbow Prince appears as your ally, he reminds you about the law of compensation and the law of receiving. It's right there. After the rainstorm you've endured on your journey, the Rainbow Prince brings you a pot of gold, which is the result of you're using all of the elements of your inner light. Oh my God, I want to cry. And reaching the sky until you touch the material realm from one end to the other. This isn't always an easy process, and hard work must be rewarded by compensation. When you align yourself with the energy of giving the highest value, your compensation is inherent in the act itself. But the message here is more than that. The Rainbow Prince says to keep your sights on the sky after the rainstorms that may have upset your life. Follow your bliss to the pot of gold waiting for you. Perseverance pays off and your reward will be greater than you can imagine. Wow, isn't that just freaking amazing? I'm going to leave you that. It's just really powerful. Whatever is happening here to you at a very deep level is going to open you up to something amazing. And maybe just open you up to who you really are, your personal power. Thank you.